For a few days, Sayadaw has been explaining about Vipassana jhana, and Sayadaw explained about the meaning of jhana. Among the Jhanic factors, Vitakka and Vichara are most important to the yogi who is a beginner who has started to practice meditation. Because this Vitakka and Vichara are important to the beginning of the practice, especially, that's why Sayadaw has been taking time to explain about these Jhanic factors. And Sayadaw has explained combining with theory and practice, what benefits one will get. Because it is essential for the yogis to understand it, Sayadaw has been explaining repeatedly on these jhana factors of Vitakka and Vichara. Jhana factors have their opposite states, which are called nivarana, hindrances. Each and individual jhanic factors have their opposite states of nivarana. Vitakka, initial application, can overcome tinamita, sloth and torpor. Vichara, sustained application, can overcome vicikiccha, skeptical doubt. Piti, joy, can overcome vyavada, ill will. Anger, hatred, grudge, which are in the form of vyavada, ill will, can be overcome by piti, joy. And sukha, happiness, can overcome uddhacca, restlessness. Ekaggata, one-pointedness, or in other words, concentration, can overcome kamacchanda, sensual desire. So these nivaranas are ujjupatipakha. They are directly counterpart. They are directly countering the jhanic factors. In order to overcome these nivaranas, one should be developing jhanic factors so that these jhanic factors will be strong and effective. When one has developed these jhana factors, when these jhanic factors become strong and effective, one can overcome these opposite states. One can overcome the nivarana, hindrances. In order to develop strong vitakka, one needs to aim and direct the mind onto the object every single second so that vitakka will be strong. The noting mind should be concurrent with the object, and in order to do so, one should aim and direct the mind towards the object. When the yogi is able to aim and direct the object, aim and direct the noting mind towards the object over and over again, repeatedly, then vitakka will become stronger and stronger. If there is one moment of vitakka, it will not be as strong, but when you combine vitakka repeatedly over and over again, it will become amazingly energetic. When vitakka is developed, vichara will follow. Just as thread will follow the needle, in the same way, vichara, sustained application, will follow if one develops vitakka. Having vichara present, the noting mind is connected bonded to the object, so that the object that is noted and the noting mind will become as if they are one. So these are the qualities of vitakka and vichara. When there is tinamita, the mind is contracted, the mind is shrunken. But when one applies vitakka, the mind becomes spread out, open, blossom, and fresh. And when vitakka is present, there will not be sloth and torpor, there will not be sleepiness, drowsiness. And when vichara is strong, the noting mind rubs onto the object. The mind is in contact with the object of meditation, and the person will be sure and certain about the object, and thus the person will be free from uncertainty and doubt. As much the knowledge is strong, the stronger vichara will be. And it is said that vichara resembles knowledge. When vichara is strong, the 5 kinds of nirvana, hindrances, have no chance to arise. And especially opposite nirvana will be overcome by each individual Jhanic factor. When one has gained momentum in the practice, piti, joy, will arise. And as much the knowledge becomes matured, there will be piti, various kinds of piti, such as momentary joy, minor kind of joy, instantaneous joy, and also pervading joy. When piti pervades the whole body, yogi feels that she does not want to finish the sitting meditation. The person does not want to even open the eyes. The person does not want to finish sitting meditation when piti pervades the whole body. In this way, one has developed piti jhananga, one has developed jhanic factor of joy. When the person has developed piti, the person feels happy and comfortable. The mind is not agitated by raga, lust, or the mind is not agitated by other defilements such as dosa and so on. There will be one-pointedness of mind, and ekaggata, one-pointedness of mind, has been developed. Ekaggata, or in other words samadhi, one-pointedness, is developed, and at this stage the 5 kinds of nirvanas will be removed. As much the jhanic factors are strong, as much one can burn, scorch, and remove these nirvanas, so that the mind will be free from agitation by these hindrances. When the yogi has gotten to this stage, yogi feels happy to practice. That's why it is important to develop vitakka and vichara, initial application and sustained application, especially at the beginning of the practice. So yogi should be applying vitakka and vichara every time the yogi notes the object of meditation. And that's why Saraji has been explaining about these 2 jhanic factors of vitakka and vichara, so that yogis will be able to apply these 2 factors every time they note the object. Among the 5 jhanic factors, one should work to develop the first 2, Vitakka and Vichara. When one can work on the first two, Vitakka and Vichara, and when one's noting is effective, the other Jhanic factors will be developed automatically as a result of the first two. When one has gotten to the stage of insight that discerns the fast arising and passing away of the object, at this stage there will be prana piti. Piti, joy, will be pervading the whole body. At that stage, the yogi will feel comfort both in the mind and the body. And at this stage, the noting mind automatically falls onto the object of meditation. And at this stage, even though yogi may disrupt the practice on purpose, but the concentration will not be disrupted, and the noting mind falls automatically on the object. The mind falls calm and collected on the object automatically at the stage of Udiyakaya Jnana, insight knowledge into fast arising and passing away of the object. And Saraji will not explain in detail at this stage. When there is Vitakka, when the yogi aims his or her mind towards the object, there will be Vichara also. There will be sustained application. The noting will be effective. In order to have these two factors, Vitakka and Vichara, one needs another factor, and it is Viriya, effort. One needs to exert effort. So when noting the object, in order that the noting mind should be direct with the target, which is the object of meditation, yogi needs to aim the noting mind towards the object so that the noting mind will be direct with the object of meditation. In order that the noting mind should reach the object of meditation, one should exert effort so that the noting mind will reach the object of meditation. When noting the presently arising object, such as rising and falling of the abdomen, one needs to aim the noting mind towards the object, and one should put effort so that the noting mind will reach the object of meditation. One should be exerting aim and effort every single second, and also one should exert effort every single second. If the person does not exert ardent effort, then laziness will creep in. The mind will be slack, sluggish. There will be laziness, and this laziness in Pali is called kosaja. Failing to exert effort in the practice, one cannot overwhelm or one cannot overcome this laziness. That's why one needs to apply viriya bala. One needs effort, power of effort. So one should be exerting effort every single second. If the person is not exerting effort at all, or if the person does not put effort continuously, then there can be laziness. When this laziness arises, one should apply effort in order to drive out laziness. The person who is lazy, who is indolent, is called kusita in Pali. And the word kusita is translated as lazy or indolent person, but there is a hidden meaning on this kusita, on the word kusita. Kusita means disgusting. If the person is lazy, sluggish, disgustingly, the person is called kusita. Ku means disgusting. The person will be disgusting if he, she is lazy, sluggish in doing the kind of work that will benefit the beneficial. And such kind of disgusting person who is disgustingly lazy, slack and sluggish is called kusita. If a person is not alert or active to note the presently arising object, the person is disgustingly lazy, and thus the person is called kusita. The person who is harboring papa, the person who is harboring evil action, evil conduct, is called kusita. The person who is associating with evil conduct, the person who is harboring evil conduct, is called kusita, disgustingly lazy person. In order to drive out laziness, one needs to exert arata viriya, diligent effort, so that one can overcome laziness. Whenever the object arises, one should put effort so that the noting mind will reach the object of meditation. One should exert effort moment by moment, second by second, so that the noting mind will reach the object of meditation. Being able to exert effort every single second, one can overcome laziness. If laziness creeps in, one should boost up effort, one should step up effort, one should be determined not to give way to this laziness. One should not give up to this laziness. One should be determined that I will always conquer laziness. So in order to have victory on laziness, one should apply nikama viriya, boost up effort or step up effort. Being able to exert step up effort, one will overcome laziness, and the noting mind will continuously fall onto the object of meditation. And also, one should strive towards one goal. What is the goal of practicing here? Is it just to keep the mind calm and concentrated? Or is it to overcome laziness? Or are you here to just test meditation? Or are you here to develop knowledge? As a human being, it is important to develop knowledge. Having knowledge and wisdom, one will be able to control oneself so that one can refrain oneself from evil action by body, speech and mind. One should control oneself so that one's body, speech and mind will not be evil or low grade. One should at least have the goal in order to purify one's body, speech and mind, so that one's physical, verbal, mental behavior will not be evil or low class. In order to reach one's goal, one should exert effort stage by stage so that one will reach one's goal. In order to reach one's goal, one should be exerting effort every single second, that is, to be noting every arising object without failing, without missing. Exerting effort, the preceding effort will support the succeeding effort so that effort will gain momentum. Gaining momentum in effort, one will be able to overcome laziness, and thus one will not be kusita, disgustingly lazy person. So being able to exert effort, one will not be kusita, one will not be indolent person, and the person will not be harboring evil conduct, and thus the person will be purified by body, speech, and mind. A person who is disgustingly lazy to do wholesome deeds is called kusita, indolent, lazy person. Why is the person called kusita? What makes a person to be kusita? Is that if the person is lacking viriya, if the person is lacking effort, the person loses the kind of benefit and welfare that can be obtained by exerting effort. When a person loses the kind of benefit and welfare that can be obtained by exerting effort, such kind of person who is a failure, who loses benefit by lack of effort, is called kusita. So kusita is a person who is disgustingly lazy, who is disgustingly indolent. The person is called a kusita. A person who does not practice meditation, or even if the person practices, if the person practices in a lazy, sluggish manner, the person can be called a kusita. A person who is not happy in the meditation center, or a person who is lazy to practice, is called kusita. The benefit, the true benefit, and the true welfare of human beings is moral conduct. One should observe sila, training of morality, in order to keep one's body and speech proper. In order to keep one's body, speech faultless, one needs to practice sila sikha, training of morality training. In order to keep one's mind pure, in order to control one's mind, one needs to practice samadhi sikha, concentration training. In order to develop knowledge, in order to have spiritual stamina to withstand worldly conditions, one needs to practice panya sikha, wisdom training. So these three trainings, morality training, concentration training, and wisdom training, these three are the true benefit, true welfare of human beings. The worldly business, the worldly welfare is nothing compared to the welfare, the true welfare, the three trainings. So the worldly business, worldly benefit does not last long. As a human being, it is important to be a true human. It is important to have a humane mind, and it is important to become outstanding or extraordinary human. So in order to be a true human, in order to have a humane mind, in order to be extraordinary human, one should practice the three trainings, sila, samadhi, panya, the three trainings of morality, concentration, and wisdom. And these three trainings are the true welfare, the true benefit of human beings. So as a wise person, one should know that these three trainings are one's true welfare. When a person has the opportunity to practice the three trainings, even though one has the opportunity, but if one does not make the effort to practice the three trainings, then the person is considered kusita, indolent person. There are three kinds of duccirita: evil conduct by body, speech, and mind. One should be courageous. One should have the courage to refrain from kaya duccirita, bodily evil conduct, and vaci duccirita, verbal evil conduct. If the person does not have the courage or the effort to refrain from such kind of kaya duccirita and vaci duccirita, then the person will be committing evil conduct by body and speech, and this person will be a low-class person, degraded person. If one does not put effort, if one does not exert effort in order to note the presently arising object continuously, failing to keep the noting mind onto the object, the mind will be wasting time, the person will be wasting time, committing mental evil conduct. Mental evil conduct consists of wanting to take other people's belongings by force, wanting to torment, torture others, wanting to kill others, and also having wrong view that good deeds do not bring good results, bad deeds do not bring bad results. It will be an end after death. So such kind of evil conduct, such kind of mental conduct are called mano duccirita. If one is wasting time, failing to shape one's body, speech and mind to be pure, clean, such person will be a kusita person. If the person does not have the courage or the effort to refrain from evil conduct by body, speech and mind, then his or her body, speech and mind will not be pure, clean, and thus the person will not have the benefit of purifying one's body, speech and mind. So one should have the courage in order to refrain from evil conduct, and one should have the courage in order to perform meritorious deeds. So one should have this courage to refrain from things that should be refrained from, and one should have the courage to perform things that should be performed. Only then the person will be a wise or good person. If a person lacks the courage to refrain from bad behavior by body, speech and mind, and if one lacks courage to perform good deeds by body, speech and mind, then the person is regarded to be a bad person. Wise people who value good conduct by body, speech and mind will curse this indolent person as a bad person or immoral person if the person fails to refrain from bad conduct, and if the person fails to perform good conduct. In this way, the person who fails to refrain from evil conduct, the person who fails to perform good deeds, will be cursed and blamed by others, and thus this person is called Kusita, the person who is cursed by others as immoral person. So one should have the courage in order to refrain from things that should be refrained and to perform things that should be performed. If a person does not have the courage to refrain from things that should be refrained and to perform things that should be performed, the person will be cursed by others as immoral person, and thus the person is called Kusita. The disadvantages or the bad consequences of being a Kusita, disgustingly lazy person, is that Kusito bhikkhave dukkhaṃ viharati. It means that a person who is disgustingly lazy lives in suffering. The person walks in suffering, the person sits in suffering, because the person is mixed with evil conduct, walking no papakehi akuslehi dhamehi, because the person is mixed with unwholesome deeds. The person, this disgustingly indolent person, lives in suffering. Because this disgustingly lazy person does not make effort in order to prevent, suppress and uproot bad deeds, the person lives in suffering. And also, Mahantan Sasadatan Hapeti, the disgustingly lazy person loses the true welfare. Just as Yadaji had explained, the true welfare of a person are the three trainings of Sila, Samadhi and Panya, morality, concentration and wisdom. A person who is disgustingly lazy loses true welfare, true benefit. And the opposite of Kusita person is Arada Viriya, a diligent person. A diligent person lives in comfort and happiness. A person who is courageous, the person who possesses courage and effort to refrain from bad things and to perform good things, lives in comfort and happiness, because the person is not mixed with evil conduct. And the person, Mahantan Sadatan Paripureti, a diligent, ardent person, accomplishes great welfare, and the person accomplishes great welfare and benefit. And Saraji will continue to explain from both theoretical and practical aspects tomorrow. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.